Let's be honest, tracking calories can feel like a nightmare. You start with good intentions, you download MyFitnessPal, you weigh everything, you're smashing it for a few days, and then it starts to take over your whole life. You're second guessing every meal, stressing about numbers, and before you know it, you're completely sick of it. But here's the thing, calorie tracking is one of the best tools for understanding food and making progress. But it shouldn't feel like a second job for you. So in today's episode, I'm breaking down how to track calories without going insane. I'll show you how to make it simple, how to avoid the obsession, and how to use tracking properly as a tool for progress, not as a tool for punishment. So if you're new here, I'm Sam, online coach and personal trainer, and someone who's lost over 11 stone by learning how to eat normally again, without tracking every single bite for the rest of my life. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to track your calories, when to stop tracking, and how to stay consistent without losing your mind. If that's something you've struggled with, hit follow, share this with a mate, and other than that, let's get into it. First off, let's get one thing straight. Tracking calories isn't meant to be something you do forever. It's just a learning tool. It helps you understand how much you're eating, what's in your food, and where you might be going wrong. But the goal is never to spend your life logging every gram of rice and every splash of milk that you're consuming. The goal is awareness, and it shouldn't be obsession. Most people go wrong because they make it way too complicated. They try to be perfect. They weigh every single ingredient to the gram. They panic if they can't track a meal out, or if MyFitnessPal doesn't match it exactly. And the truth here is that the level of perfection isn't needed. Tracking isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent enough to learn what your normal habits actually look like. If you're accurate the vast majority of the time, you're still going to get amazing results. And also, you're not going to burn out. So here's how to make tracking actually work for you without it taking over your entire life. So the first one, track the same meals as often as you can. You don't need to scan everything every single day. If you eat similar breakfasts and lunches, save them in the app. Tracking them then becomes a 30-second job. Use averages, not perfection. Some days you might go a little over, some days a little under. That's fine. What matters is your weekly average, not one meal on its own. Don't track when it's not possible. If you're at a restaurant or eating at a friend's house, make a well-educated guess. You don't need to pull out the scales in public. Just be mindful and move on. Pre-track if you can. Plan your main meals in advance. It saves time, it helps you stay on track, and it stops that last minute panic of running out of calories come dinner time. And remember, tracking is temporary. You're learning, you're not dieting forever. Once you understand what portion sizes and calories actually look like, you can transition to mindful eating without logging everything constantly. When I first started, I was obsessed. I'd weigh everything, even salad. I'd stress that I didn't know the exact numbers, but all that did was make me anxious and burn me out. Now what changed was when I realized that close enough was good enough most of the time. I started pre-logging meals that I ate regularly. I learned roughly what 100 grams of rice looked like, what a portion of chicken was, and exactly what my go-to meals contained. And now I don't even need to track most of the time because I can eyeball it because I've spent the time learning rather than obsessing, and I've learned new skills. That's the goal for you too. Use tracking to educate yourself, not to control yourself and to feel terrible doing it. So there you go. Calorie tracking doesn't need to take over your life. It's just a tool. And like any tool, it's only useful if you use it in the right way. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to track forever. You just need to use it for long enough to learn exactly what works for you. Then let go of it when you're ready and continue on. And if this episode helped, share it with someone who's driving themselves mad trying to perfect everything with tracking. Pop it on your story, tag me, and let's help more people stop overcomplicating fat loss. And make sure you hit follow, because next week's episode is another big one. How to lose fat without tracking calories at all. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys.